Oh, Anachini Karigiwi, welcome Jakiriga here. And today we're going to be going over helpful tips and tricks. But to be completely honest with you guys, this list that they gave me, there's like 40 or 50 different things on there. So what I'll do is I'm going to post it to our website and then I'll link to it in the description. You can go there to view it or download it. So these are just things that you can do to help your language learning. Okay, so we got our list here. Definitely find somebody that you're going to be comfortable speaking around and somebody that you don't mind making mistakes in front of. So there's definitely some benefits to having a language buddy. Like if both of you are going to the same class and you actually motivate each other. Make flashcards and have someone else quiz you. Utilize flashcard apps Anki or Quizlet. So if you're that type of learner that can benefit from flashcards, then there's always that option for you. So work on fun projects that utilize the language, wordless, graphics, movies, dialogues. So this is if you're maybe a little bit more advanced in the language. One of the things about learning language, and I just made this point in another video, was that when we're learning language, we have to challenge ourselves. We don't want things to become too boring or too routine and with no real benefit. And so yeah, your next step would be to try to push yourself and maybe write something out. I know I used to just take a thought that was in my head and try to write it out on a piece of paper during my apprenticeship, just to see if I could write it out, and plus it was just good practice for writing. That's probably my biggest weakness is spelling. Even now, I use our Hoocąk dictionary app every day for spelling. I'll also link to that down in the description. Ooh, listening to stories when exercising or doing yard work or taking a walk. This is something that I actually do. Maybe once in the morning and then once in the afternoon, I'll go for like a 5 or 10 minute walk. During that time, now I listen to Wazi Radio. If you don't know what that is, I'll link to it in the description. I made another video about that, and it's a channel right here on YouTube that has Hoocąk speaking 24/7. It's pretty cool. Listen to SoundCloud in the car over and over and repeat what is being said. I'll only do that one if you want to. Have as much fun as possible while learning. Heck yeah. One of the greatest things about taking classes is getting together with a bunch of other Hoocąks in the same room. That alone is always a good time. It's always hilarious. Have a language CD on repeat as you sleep. This is a good idea. I would not argue that listening to Hoocąk while you fall asleep is not helpful. What is not helpful is using a CD. Don't use a CD unless you have a CD already in a CD player. There's plenty of materials online out there on Spotify and YouTube and SoundCloud, and they all have a repeat button if you want to listen to something over and over again as you fall asleep. And I don't mean like a single track. You can repeat like a whole playlist. So do that. Use your device. Maybe use a small Bluetooth speaker, or maybe you just wear headphones to sleep. I know that there's a lot of people that do that. I used to do that a lot when I was younger. Talk to yourself. There's a good one. Keep it relevant and useful to you. Learning ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and introductions is cool, but it's not until you start getting to the stuff that's actually useful to you, like everyday phrases. Think in the language you're trying to speak. When you learn a new language, you're just learning like a whole new thought process. And I found that to be true when learning Hoocąk. It's so different than English that it can be hard to grasp the thought process of the language. Make mistakes. That just means you're trying. Don't worry about not understanding everything. That's tough because you want to understand everything, right? That's the goal. That's an endless but wonderful journey. Try to use whatever language you know. You guys heard me say this one, just whatever you know, just say it all the time, every time, to everyone. Hopefully they'll pick up on it and they'll start using it. Even just something as simple as Doni Kehi. Are you hungry? Make goals. There are a lot of people that learn great from like books and lecturing, planning and goals. And there's people like me that just like wing it 100% of the time. Set up a routine. I'm glad that was brought up. I'm gonna make a video on that. So stay tuned and then never stop practicing. Hoocąk 101.